What do you do when you feel like you are stuck in the side control of fear, exhaustion, and self-doubt? Not just any class, it's super heavyweights, and they have really good pressure. In addition, do you tap out or do you fight through it? Welcome to Beauty and the Gi, the podcast about jiu-jitsu and so much more. I'm Jen Eads, a blue belt full of curiosity and questions.
And I'm AJ Klingerman, a Brazilian jiu-jitsu black belt obsessed with jiu-jitsu.
Okay, this I feel like is where jiu-jitsu imitates life. Today, we are sharing some practices to help you work through those classes when you're tired, you're frustrated, and you feel like you've got nothing left. Because let's be real, those days can make or break your jiu-jitsu and kind of your life.
Great. No pressure.
No pressure.
Your whole life is based on this podcast right now.
But do not tie your self-worth to your jiu-jitsu.
Correct. Yes.
And remember, we are not professionals. Well, I mean, you're a professional jiu-jitsu person, but this is not medical, mental, or financial advice.
Not law advice.
No. We don't even know why you're listening to this.
Because we're entertaining.
Right.
I think. Maybe we're educational. I don't know.
I don't know. You guys tell us.
Okay. So I think first I have to say it is okay to take a break. Like if you're in comp training and you can't really afford to take a whole week off, take the night off. Even if it's your normal night, take the night off. If it's just whenever, take the week off. It's okay to take a break. Technically, it's okay if you take longer too. I am sad about it. But, like sometimes it's just the season of life and you're like,
Yes.
You know what? I can't come in January. I got to take January off. That would be a bad month to take off because you probably need it for your mental health. I get it, right? Sometimes you just need a break and that is okay. Jiu-jitsu will always be here. All right. The mats are going to be here. I just want to make sure you come back. I want to make sure that you don't stop doing jiu-jitsu because you were feeling tired and what were the other words you used? Frustrated.
Exhausted.
Self-doubt, right?
Yeah.
Don't leave because of that. We said it on a previous podcast, and I think it maybe was Michelle Kwan, whose mom used to always tell her, you can't quit on a bad day.
Yeah.
If you have a really good day at practice tomorrow and you want to quit, okay. But you can't quit on a bad day. And I think that is really helpful, like that it was a bad day, but it was just one day. You can come back tomorrow and try again. If you think that even though I'm the only black belt at the gym and I've been doing it for a million years, that I never have bad days, you're so wrong. Sometimes I will roll all 5 rounds and do a pretty good job and, class went well, and I'll still cry on the way home. I don't know why. I just feel low. That happens, right? But don't quit because of it. So let's start with that.
Okay. Also, I think it starts before you walk through the door.
Yes. Well, I mean,
and we've talked about that before.
Right. Like you said, it's life on and off the mat, right?
Yeah.
And what happens beforehand does affect what happens on the mat, but really try to leave it at the door.
Yeah.
Try to let the door be a magical eraser that you can set your bags down. Those were your metaphorical bags, not your jiu-jitsu bag outside. That'd be weird.
Your metaphorical baggage.
Exactly,
Yes.
right? Set it down, walk through. You get to forget about it for an hour, 2 hours, however long you're in class, and just be in your happy place. And if you want, you can pick it back up on your way out. But try to leave. Honestly, people tell me time and time again, and I find this to be true as well, that one of the reasons they like jiu-jitsu so much is because they can't think about the crap in their life during those 5 minutes of the round.
Yeah.
Instead, you're thinking, oh, they're trying to choke me. Oh, they're,
It's a nice distraction.
It is a nice distraction. And, if you can reframe it to make jiu-jitsu just like a vacation for your life,
yeah,
then do that. I think reframing can be very important too.
Oh, yeah.
When you come in, okay, so I'm going to go one of two ways if I am feeling run down. If I'm feeling run down, feeling tired, I'm sore, any of those things, either I'm going to play a very protective game where I play a lot of turtle, or, like if you get to mount, I'm just like trying not to get submitted. Like I can't escape. I don't have the oomph for it. Right. Mm-hmm. So I'm either doing that or I'm in full on murder mode. So
there's no in between.
There's no in between, because in between is typically where I'm more likely to get hurt if I'm really like exhausted and run down.
Yeah.
So a few years ago when we went to Origin Camp, we came straight from Master Worlds, and I competed Master Worlds, also gi and no gi in the Vegas Open. So I had done 3 tournaments in 2 days and then flew to this camp across the country. And the first day of rolling, I was so exhausted that I just put it on anyone I rolled with. Like I was like, I just have to, like, I'm not trying to be mean or anything like that, but like I kind of have to be in, I gotta play my game. I gotta be in murder mode.
Yeah.
Because that's what keeps me safe.
Yeah.
So, if you are feeling run down and sore, again, okay to take time off, but also make the choice of what kind of game you're going to play. And maybe that's different for each person. Maybe you're like, well, I'm this person, I can't murder them, so I'm just going to play a protective mode and know that I might get beat up tonight, and that's okay. That does not define me as a person. It doesn't define my jiu-jitsu. It's just one night.
Yeah. Well, and I think going back to it starting before you even walk through the door, do a little check-in. Are you exhausted? Are you already a cranky troll? And have the goal before you go in of, okay, I feel off my game already. I'm just going to pick this one little thing to work on.
Yeah.
And then at least it's not everything. It doesn't feel like your entire jiu-jitsu game sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you're just trying this little piece.
Be intentional about only sucking at one thing instead of your entire game.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Do you have anything that like helps you flip the switch? Not to be like murder mode or whatever, but helps you go from grumpy troll to a little lighter?
When I figure out what that is, you will be the first to know. Well,
Thank
actually,
God,
I'm going to tell Beth first.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I will tell you.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, it's definitely music, right? Right now, and for the past, however long the song's been out, a while. It is, I Can Do It With a Broken Heart, Taylor Swift. Mm-hmm. And if I'm going into a place I don't want to go to, maybe like a family gathering I don't want to be at, or I'm really struggling to like put on a happy face for class, because also I'm the instructor, right? Like I have to come with a certain energy. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I came with that energy today. I was literally laying on the mat just dying, but I have to come with a certain amount of energy. And so sometimes I'll listen to that song 5 times before I go in somewhere.
Oh, wow.
Just on repeat, just like, all right, let's get it together. We can do this. So I think it comes down to what you put in is important, right? Like, yeah. I don't think we talk near enough about that. It is true. We know it from a diet standpoint, right? If we eat lots of junk food and lots of fried food, whatever, we're going to feel like crap.
Yeah.
The same thing is true with your mind, right? Like,
stay off the TikTok.
Well, I mean, maybe, depending on what your algorithm is, right?
I've had to try to be really intentional about what I'm liking and spending time on.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I think my algorithm has become a lot of coaches kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that it can be more helpful. And then I just try to scroll on past the things sometimes when I can't do that. I have a playlist that's called Rise Up, and it's a lot of, just it's what I listen to almost every single morning.
Wow.
Because it just starts my day off on the right foot. I like to listen to, there's this little daily thing of inspiration I try to listen to every day. Try to put yourself in a good place. Feed your brain good things, positive things, and that is going to come out in your performance on the mat.
I listen to a lot of Ozzy's Boneyard on Sirius XM on the way to class.
I mean, that might get you fired up,
it's helpful.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I think what makes you happy, but think about what actually builds you up.
Yeah.
And that's why I know they seem cringy. I get it. But that's why affirmations can be really important, right?
Yes, which we've made some.
We have.
We've got a Spotify playlist of our affirmations. So if you are new here, we have playlists for you in Spotify you can link to them in the show notes.
Also, what about thinking like before you come into class, I am, you have this thought of like, I'm grumpy, I'm tired, I'm a troll today, whatever. Class is probably going to look like this because of it. But what if you said, what would it look like if suddenly I were in a better mood? And you start thinking about, what would it look like if I actually had like the best class?
I'm going to have to try that.
Try it. Just try it.
I will try it.
I think it could work. I really think if you just start thinking, man, it would be awesome if I like did this to so-and-so, or wouldn't it be awesome if I could, and I just think to start getting excited about what class could look like.
Okay. I will try it. What about when the crankies hit when you're on the mat?
Like mid-class?
Yeah, like mid-class where you're just, maybe it's comp class and you're exhausted, and then you're exhausted and frustrated and your jiu-jitsu just kind of falls out of your brain.
I think this can go a couple ways, as does everything, right? It's back to it depends for our answer. Again, I think it's okay to take the round off.
Yeah.
Like to be like, I need to sit this out. Comp training, the way we run comp training, that's not really easy to do, right?
Yeah.
You have one partner, you're going to be going through it. And if you take the time off, so does your partner. Mm-hmm. So sometimes you do have to kind of like, I don't like the mentality of rub some dirt on it, suck it up. I don't like that mentality, but
sometimes I need that though. Stop being such a whiny little baby.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm so glad you went with baby. Again, I thought you were going to go with another B word.
It was very challenging. I switched it at the last minute.
But yeah, I think, sometimes you just have to be like, I'm going to get through it. Okay, So I did an interview on another podcast over Christmas break, I think, and BJJ babes. So they're coming to camp too. But I talked about sometimes you just cry on the mat.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep going. I'm going to push through it, but there might be tears streaming down my face. I am not sobbing. I just have tears coming out. But some of the men have really hated that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some people have made some comments on poor her social media.
Oh, no.
About me saying that I'm crying, and they said I was disrespectful.
Are you serious?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But sometimes that's just it, man. Yeah. Crying is just sometimes part of it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to let the tears go, and I'm going to keep going. I think to me that's pushing through.
That's fragile if you're bothered by tears.
I know. Oh. I'm sure they think I'm too fragile for jiu-jitsu.
I think if you can roll while you're crying.
If I can keep going. Because like sometimes that is what I need. Sometimes I just need to push through it.
Yeah.
And, like it's going to get better, and I'm going to feel better for having done it afterwards. Yeah. But there will be tears.
Yeah. And sometimes mine are just rage tears.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have that.
It's so stupid. Like genuinely.
Yeah.
Whose idea was it that when we get mad, we cry?
Oh, I hate it.
I hate it.
I hate it so much.
Why can't I just be mad? Why can't that be the only emotion?
Life would be easier, I think. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe not. No. So let's talk about conserving energy when you are just feeling kind of run down and exhausted.
First, you still have to warm up. Okay.
Even if you're a purple belt or
Even
above?
if you're a purple belt, you still have to warm up. What I see time and time again is people getting injured easily because they jump right into it and they didn't warm up first. And then the next day they don't warm up because they're like, oh, well, this is achy or whatever. But they don't warm up, right? Warm your body up a little bit, move around a little, stretch out, whatever, but warm up. Okay, what was the question I got on the soapbox?
Strategies for conserving your energy during class.
Even if you are tired and you need to conserve your energy, you can still warm up a little bit. It doesn't have to be, explosive, whatever. But still get some warm-ups in, still move your body so that when you're doing things, you're not coming in cold. And then work on different stuff. Maybe you're working close guard that day, right? Like you're just trying to lock somebody up and stay in close guard. Maybe you're working protecting yourself in turtle so they can't get their hooks in or they can't separate your arms from your body, whatever. Like you can do little things that can still benefit your game and still make somebody else do some work, but you are kind of at a lower level. Mm-hmm. Or talk to the person. Probably somebody else on the mat would also like a lighter round. And then you just kind of flow.
Yeah. Still working on that flow thing. Baby steps.
Flowing is hard. I think things like key points to recognize in a flow, probably there's not really a submission. That doesn't mean you can't go for a submission, but like you're arm barring them and then you're letting them do the escape and then maybe you're sweeping them and then they're shrimping out and getting to guard, or like it's an exchange basically. That is really like playing chess, right? I move, you move. I move, you move. So it's more like that. I've never played chess in my life. I did watch The Queen's Gambit though.
So then that counts.
It's kind of the same thing. But flow rolling should be an pretty even exchange. Like, what would you do if I did this? Where would you go next?
I like that.
Try that.
Okay. I love it when I'm getting like just extra stuff.
Jen, I'm our biggest fan.
This is what it's like to listen to the podcast. Who knew? How do you mentally reframe? Okay, it's been a tough class. Mm-hmm. How do you reframe it so that you're not beating yourself up all the way home?
It was just one class. I mean, that's it.
You make that sound so easy.
How many classes do you think you have done in the past 6.5 years?
I don't even know. A lot.
A lot, right? Like we could just take, even if you did 2 classes a week, 50 a year, like taking a couple weeks of vacation, and you do 3 a lot of times, but like that's easy math, right? That's 100 classes a year. Yeah. You've done at least 600 classes, at least.
Why am I not better?
You're a 4-stripe blue belt. And you get in your own way.
Maybe. There it is.
There it is. Whoop. But it's just one class. Tomorrow will be different. Yeah. That's just it.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, that's how I would do it. I'm not saying that I don't cry sometimes on the way home, but I don't think I'm beating myself up. I think I'm just low. I just feel kind of sad about how class went. And I'm just like, man, that sucked. That was hard. I got my butt beat every round. Whew, back at it tomorrow.
Yeah. Mine's more like, what the hell is wrong with you, you beep nugget?
I don't even know what the beep stood for. Beep nugget?
It starts with an F.
Oh, okay. I've never heard that term before. I'm learning things too, guys. Yeah, I think you have to start reframing. Our friend Elizabeth competed a couple weeks ago at the Indy Open, and she was like, I'm nervous. And I said, every time you think I'm nervous, I want you to out loud say, I'm excited. She did great. She won. Okay?
Yeah.
I want you to start having those moments. Every time you say something negative to yourself, I want you to say the opposite in a positive way. If you think, what is wrong with you? You beep nugget. I want you to think, man, today was hard, but I really pushed through. Okay? Or like, man, today sucked, but at least I have tomorrow.
Or, you're awesome, little beep nugget.
You are such an awesome beep nugget. Yes. Yeah. You know what? I'm doing a really good job for a beep nugget. No, don't say that. That still sounded not fora.
Okay.
I've never said beep nugget in my life, and now I've said it so many times.
That's what I'm here for.
What a weird podcast.
All right. I feel very good about this. I feel like we've got some strategies for reframing things, and also breathing. I feel like that's the overall kind of breathe. Sometimes, maybe this is my off the mat tip. We're just going to go there. Mm-hmm. I'm going to have 2 off the mat tips.
All right. I've got it on the mat, so I'm ready.
Okay. Number 1, so breathe. Mm-hmm. Ground yourself. Sometimes when I'm cranky at home, Beth is like, do you need to go out and hug a tree?
Do you? Please tell me you physically go outside and hug a tree.
I have.
I love that.
I have gone out and just physically hugged the tree.
I love that.
Because I'm a dirty little hippie. But being at and just, barefoot in the grass, very grounded into the earth, I think it helps. Not that, there might not be a mat on the, probably not a tree on the mat, but maybe you could go hug the dummy. Whatever.
Just go hug your coach.
Yeah. I need to be grounded.
Just let me hold you for a second.
But get outside, breathe, because I think, and that's you can then, if you're a little more grounded and a little more relaxed and calm, you're better when you walk in and can manage the frustration a little better.
Okay. So mine is a 3-step process. Okay. But they could happen within a second. All right. We talk about this sometimes before you step on the mat, but sometimes you can do this while you're on the mat. Okay. Deep breath. Mm-hmm. Okay. So this could be you're getting smashed in side control and you cannot get out. You start to panic. Okay. First, a deep breath. Okay. Second, something physical. So when you're not on the mat, that could be slapping your thighs or your arms or tightening your ponytail or whatever. But when you are on the mat, you don't have that ability, right? So maybe it's, squeezing your thighs or pushing your toes into the mat, something like that. And then a word, okay? Could be 2, but at least 1 that is just go or get it. Something short and just a reset. So figure out what your reset is and practice doing that when you're in a bad place.
Yeah. I felt like I was full of no during my round.
In a good way, yeah.
Yeah, in a good way.
Yeah, that's good.
No.
Yeah.
It's helpful.
Good.
My other off the mat tip. So I did this yesterday. I took the folder on my iPhone of social media apps and moved it from the first page, where it's very easily accessible, all the way to the last page.
Nice.
It has considerably helped my focus because I'm not just mindlessly picking my phone up and scrolling.
Yeah.
I got so much done.
Good.
And I think I was in a better mood.
Yeah. I do think we're often in a better mood when we are productive or creative or, just in that headspace.
And not just sitting and scrolling in the suck.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. There's a lot of suck right now.
There is. But not at jiu-jitsu.
A different kind.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
What doesn't kill you makes you strong. Oh, sorry.
That's okay. I love Kelly Clarkson.
Same.
She, when we were talking about things that pump us up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Kelly
really
Clarkson
funny.
And Pink
I listen to Pink fairly regularly, but I love Kelly Clarkson. I always love hearing her music. I never think, you know what, we should just have Kelly Clarkson on. Never think about it.
on the podcast.
Wouldn't that be great?
That would be amazing.
That'd be awesome.
I think she'd be really good at jiu-jitsu. She would be
Oh,
feisty.
yeah.
She would be a fun role.
She would be really fun.
Even if she was terrible, I think that we would laugh a lot.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And she'd probably sing along with us when we're...
Oh, she would.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't even matter if you were getting smashed, in S-mount. As long as she was singing to you.
Yeah.
I think that would be okay.
Yeah, I think it'd be fine.
Okay, Kelly Clarkson, come do jiu-jitsu with us.
Yes.
That would be amazing.
I think it's important to point out, we never do really, that we are in Indianapolis, Indiana.
Oh, yeah.
So if ever you're in town for work or the Indy 500 or anything like that, come train with us. We got Stormy because it was their favorite podcast. They were at another gym. They were listening to us and then figured out we were so close, and now they train with us.
Yeah. It's not like we really... why wouldn't that be a call to action?
To come train with us?
Maybe that's a better...
Yeah, well...
We're still figuring it out.
That's fine.
It's all good. All right, friends, thanks for tuning in. If you want to get a hold of us, maybe you can't come train with us, but you've got a question or a comment or a thought. I want to know, actually, I do want to know, how do you reframe or get back to getting in the right headspace when it feels like things are going off the rails? So message us at Beauty and the Gi Podcast on Instagram, and I'm hanging out there at Brassy Broad Jen, and I'm on the TikTok at Brassy Broad Jen.
I'm AJ Klingerman everywhere you go, except TikTok, where I'm roll_model.
All right, friends, we will see you on the mat. Beauty and the Gi is a production of the Brassy Broadcasting Company.
And brought to you by Role Model Grappling.
Yay.
We didn't do a federation roll.
Oh, let's do a federation
I
roll.
can't think of one right now.
Okay, then we're just going to skip
Okay,
it
we'll
because
skip
we had
it.
extra on and off the mat tips.